I think the word hero takes a lot of different forms nowadays. I think a dad that gets up early, goes for a run before the sun comes up so he can make breakfast for his kids, and then head out the door to work a 10-hour day to come home so he can make it back home in time for dinner with his kids. Like, that's a hero to me. I'm Tim Kennedy. I am a soldier. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I'm a middle child. I was into all of the things that would make you stand out. I loved doing crazy things. I loved tying these huge ropes between all of these massive oak trees in our backyard and thinking I was Tarzan and trying to jump from rope to rope, tree to tree until I ultimately fell. I just grew up doing extreme. I was going to North County Christian School, and in kindergarten, they asked us to write in our book what we wanted to do, what we wanted to be when we grew up. In the book, I drew a picture of this guy going like, in his gi and his kimono, and then I drew a picture of a guy jumping out of an airplane wearing camouflage clothes. So my parents put me into martial arts pretty early. Clear as day, I remember the first time where I got submitted there. And I just screamed this bad word as I hit the mat. And Terry Keller, he walks up and he goes, crack! And he hits me up the side of the head with this wooden stick, right? Then I look at my dad and I'm like, my dad's gonna kill you. And my dad just goes back this, and he leans back. And I'm like, what does that mean? Does that mean my dad is not gonna come in here and help me with this? He's like, I don't know what to do. But it was finally knowing that I was at home in a way that I had to keep working to get better. Success or your ability to embody these things is millions of little decisions. And that started in kindergarten. And those decisions continued all the way through ultimately donning that green beret for the first time or being handed a sniper rifle when you finally earn the accolade of being a Special Forces sniper. My journey is painful. It's one of those hard stories that you don't want to tell. It was the love of my life leaving. It was, one of the heroes of my life dying. It was one of my best friends dying in a car crash. These were all things that were contributing to a time frame, a timeline of watching buildings be set ablaze by planes smashing into them and watching fellow Americans look out a window and being like, am I gonna jump to my death or am I gonna burn alive? And you're just sitting there in the comfort of your office, just wasting away. Those were the things that kind of led to me waking up and realizing I had to do something else. Now, I think if you're gonna find a commonality between every phase of my life, whether we're talking war or we're talking fighting, what you see is I'm always trying to move forward. I always have my foot on the gas, the wheels are always spinning, and I'm trying to always get better. I might not be directed in the perfect azimuth, but I'm trying to get better. The thing that kept me going was fear of failure. It's the same thing that keeps me going now. The things that I was scared of failing earlier were selfish. Ego, pride. I didn't want to lose a fight because I wanted the ring girls to think I was cute. Those are a lot different than fear of failure, that if you fail, all of the men to your left and right might die. If you fail, your family might starve and be homeless. These are different types of failures. Failure is always right there. It's always so comfortable. Embracing that darkness and slipping into hypothermia, it's like this warm embrace of comfort. That's what failure is in every single aspect of your life. Whether that's work, home, it's easy. It's easy to quit. Quitting on your marriage, it's easy. Everything that you want, everything that you could ever imagine wanting in life is always on the far side of hard work. It's always just a little bit further, just a little bit harder, just a little bit longer, and it gets better. And when I say I was scared of failure, I'm scared of easy. I am scared of comfort. I seek that out because I'm scared of the alternative. 17 years dedicated to this idea of wanting to become the UFC world champion and never getting it, it hurts. I wouldn't change anything. I'm not making excuses, knowing that if I used a performance-enhancing drug, I could never look at myself, or my family, or my dad, or now my kids, and be like, yeah, you can cut a corner. You can cheat on that test. No, you're either gonna do it right or you're not gonna do it. I have an amazing family. I fought for world titles. In the military world, you don't get more elite than what I am. But I'm still trying to get better. I'm still this constant, relentless pursuit of perfection. It's unachievable. You're never going to, you're like, oh, this is what perfection is, and I have embodied it. This is cool. This is what perfect looks like. That doesn't exist. It's I'm gonna just keep getting better. I'm just gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna keep working. And then what I want might change a little bit, so I gotta keep working harder. Then what I have, I wanna keep, so I gotta keep working harder. You're truly being relentless. There's just not a better way to put it. That's what you have to do. Imagine this chunk of metal getting thrown into this furnace, right? And then getting pulled out, and you take this other chunk of metal and you pound it, right? And then you take that thing, you stick it back into that furnace, then you pull it out. You're getting up to 1,000, 2,000 degrees. Then you pound it again, then you submerge it into water. The contrast in temperatures such that it might make it explode. You hear it sizzling and popping. Then you stick it back in the fire, then you pound it some more. This is the relentless process that is forging this weapon that's gonna turn it into a sword. But it's this painful struggle, this process to make something that's a chunk of nothing turn into something beautiful that has purpose. That's what relentless means to me. Relentless is this pursuit of perfection. It's this relentless fear of failure, of quitting. You got to really buy into this idea that I'm going to suffer, that I'm going to work, that I'm going to struggle, and that through this process, I'm going to get better.